little different. It was a bad to not, step up and fix that. I think the first half I was just trying to figure out, okay, let's calm down. They're making this a really good game. They were making shots, and we weren't doing our job defensively and a little bit of offensively. But and in the second half, we kind of we grouped up in here. We saw what we were doing wrong on film, and we saw it and we adjusted. And I think that's when we had a little bit of spark. We have a habit in the second half to come out stronger and play with more energy and play better. We just have to fix that to start the game with that. We can't afford to get to these really slow starts against teams like Arkansas and whoever. We just can't do that, and that's not the Michigan State way. So going forward, that's going to be our biggest improvement. Start the game, playing good defense, rebounding and running.
That was maybe a theme a little bit last season as well, starting out slow. How do you fix that?
It's really just about focus and getting ready to play. I mean, you just have to, no matter what, things are different, like between the practices and the games, in terms of like scouting and everything, you have to adjust. And the faster you adjust and the more dialed in you are on your coverages and what you're doing offensively, the better. I think sometimes, with still being early, we kind of go in and we're a little shocked, or we're, maybe not like 100% dialed in. And that's where we as a team got to get better.
Ever been in a game with a 37-6 difference in free throw attempts, and how did that happen?
I don't think so. I mean, we've had some crazy.
Plus 31.
Yeah, last games were a couple pretty crazy with the free throws and everything like that. So, but that just shows you that we got to lock in on free throws. We had some guys, including myself, not be able to make all our free throws, and that's something we really emphasize on, because I think with the bigs' physicality and sealing and posting up, drawing fouls a little bit with our guards getting to the bucket and drawing fouls, we have to be better at free throw shooting. I think that's something that going forward is going to be so important to our success. There was games last year where we won games like straight on free throws, and there might be opportunities where we lose games because we don't make enough free throws.
25-11 difference in rebounds in the second half. Was that addressed heavily at halftime?
I mean, it's addressed all the time, to be honest. I mean, it's part of our motto, like play defense, rebound, and run. And
It wasn't quite like that in the first half, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the last two games, us getting out rebounded by the other team, it's been something that we've been, locked in on making sure that doesn't happen again, because we win by out rebounding the other team.
Jordan had a series where he passed it in, you got it back to him, got it in again.
Love it, man.
What does he give this team?
I love it, man. It gives us a spark. It gives us it gives us the motivation to do what he's doing, to be honest. Watching that from the bench and sideline, I'm jumping off the floor excited, because that creates a spark. And then when he does that, someone else is going to do it. Someone else is going to do it. And then before you know it, we're going to out rebound the other team by however many.
Coach, after the game, told us upstairs that he thinks you guys, if you play like this, you get embarrassed on Saturday. Is that something that he told you guys, or is that something that you just kind of understand?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, forget the win. We as a team didn't achieve what we wanted to achieve. We didn't do what we were supposed to do. And I think that we all got to, make sure that we, analyze the last couple games, including exhibition games, and just really focus on what we got to do better as a team. And, we got to get better at defense. I think that was something that really hurt us, and we have to make sure we keep out-rebounding the other team the whole game, not just one half, the whole game. And we have to make sure our offense is flowing. We don't make any bad turnovers. We get into a free-flowing offensive system.
That sequence right before the pass to Jordan, the defense was starting to get it. You had the rebounding off the free throws in that sequence. But then Jeremy gets those steals. And the sequence seemed like it's how you want to play.
That's honestly the standard. Honestly, that's what our identity is. That's what it should be. And it's still early, but that's no excuse to not be at that standard right now. And that's something that us as a team, every one of us has got to step up a bit, and we have to make sure that we're ready for these next couple games, because like everyone knows, our preseason games is no joke. And the way we're playing right now, we're gonna have to change.
Sorry if you already asked this, but the ball screen coverage in the first half, what from your perspective was kind of going wrong with that?
Yeah, I mean, we in scout we knew that at the high post that one of two things were going to happen, and there was confusion on what was actually happening and in real time, and that's kind of what screwed us up. And then at halftime, watching it on film a little bit and seeing what was actually going on, it allowed us to, in the next half, to do a better job of it. Plus, they have a system where they send screens for the four-man, which is something not a lot of teams do, and with a lot of new guys on our team, we've been working all week on the ball screen for the four-man, him going under and whatever. But we had an in-game experience, and we're gonna be here all day watching film, learning from it, and making sure that it doesn't happen again.
On the free throws, is there kind of maybe a small psychological aspect to it when they're not following, so they kind of you can kind of do
No.
in the crowd,
I mean,
like you're not going down
for the immature, maybe. Like, I think the free throw thing is just something, it just rattles in and out sometimes, and we just, it's all about the reps. The confidence comes from repetition, and the more reps you get off the court, in practice, morning, noon, night, whatever, the more confident you're going to be. I think there's a couple free throws today where, I shot it just kind of rattled in and out. If I get down about it, I'm going to miss the shot and be down about it. But if I look towards the next shot, try to get another one and make it, it's going to be better. I think obviously it's different, shooting in practice, getting how many reps up and in games. But it's all about confidence at that point. I mean, yeah, so maybe it is a psychological thing, but it's all about confidence, knowing that you've done it, however many times you practice it, there shouldn't be any psychological. It should be confidence, be like, hey, I'm gonna step up and make this. No question.
So Tom was up there saying that obviously he wasn't pleased with the performance.
Yeah.
Said if they don't clean stuff up, get embarrassed Saturday.
Yeah.
Is that pretty? I assume by this point used to that kind of message and how it can resonate with you guys as a group.
Yeah, I mean, it's here at this program, we're always on our toes. Every game, could be a last, or it could be, it could be a difference between a good season and a bad season. But the other part is that it's very true. We us as a team have to step up. Me included. I feel like I did a very poor job at a lot of things today. And a lot of them being on the defensive side of the ball. But the most important thing is to watch film, learn from it, don't get down about it because it doesn't matter if you now. The important thing is that you learn from it and apply it to the next games and the whole season. He's right though. I mean, if we don't change things up, if we don't have a new sense of urgency and a new kind of grit and desire, I think Saturday's gonna be rough and the rest of the season.
For yourself, I mean, shit, you got a double-double. I mean, there's some positive.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, at this program, you learn that there are good stuff, but it's more important to focus on the stuff that you're not good at because, in my mind, it would have been a lot better if I had those numbers and I would have played better defense. It's a lot better in my mind, and it wasn't good enough. I'm really happy that Coach stayed in here when we met after the game, and he said it wasn't good enough. And you know what? I'm glad he said that because I feel the same way, and I don't want to get overly confident, about this performance. I'm happy I did what I did, but at the same time, it could have been a lot better, and those are the footsteps I really want to take. I want to be better. I want to be the best. I want to be good at coach's standard.
Can you put it in perspective, how good that team was? I mean, they have a good system. Their spacing is really good. Those guys are back. I mean, can you kind of compartmentalize that from obviously you're disappointed, but there were some really tricky plays.
Yeah, no. Shout out to them, man. I mean, they had a really good system. They're very disciplined. They have a really good offense, and our scout going in is that they're very disciplined. They have, I think it was 5 championships or 6. That's a good team, and they might it might not be like Arkansas, but that was a good team, and I think it's important at the end of the day too to realize this isn't just a bad team. This is a really good disciplined team, and they made a lot of shots. They, what were they 50% or whatever? I don't know the stat off the top of my head, but they shot the shit out of the ball, and that really just kind of puts that should spark a fire in us or a sense of urgency in us. Hey, like no matter who it is, like someone could shoot 50% from three before half even ends. And what do you do then? How do you adjust? How do you play better? How do you come out with a win? Because if Arkansas comes here and shoots 50% from the three, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. But you know, a lot of credit out to them. They played a really good game. Wish them best of luck this year to those guys because they play hard, they play disciplined, and like I said, best of luck to them. And we gotta, pick it up.
Must have been 6 or 7 plays on the counter that Jordan Scott made, like what I would consider like really winning plays, like veteran plays, like where he lost the ball, dives on the floor, and he kicks it back out to the circle.
Yeah.
The repost to you. That was a great pass.
No, it really was. Like there's flashes of like great IQ plays that he has, or like hustle plays that he has that create a huge difference. Like if I'm in Jordan's shoes and I'm a shooting guard, and not my job isn't. Here it is, but like rebounding is not my first thought. But the fact that he tips it out gives us another chance to get another and one. Man, like those are veteran winning plays, like you said, and we're gonna need more of that from him, and we're gonna need as much of that as we can from him.
I was going to ask you a similar question about that play, but with Jordan in particular, you talk to him often, and he's like the nicest kid I've ever met.
Yeah.
He's just super like nice, bubbly guy, and then you see him on the court, and he's got the killer face, like he's ready to go.
Yeah.
When you see that switch flip with him, like not every guy has that. I guess what does that say about his sort of mentality when he's on the court?
Man, it's honestly like it's special. It's special to kind of see, because like I feel like I have a similar kind of mindset, like nice guy off the court, but then when the lights come on, like you just get into a different zone, killer mentality, whatever you want to call it. But I see that from him, and that's gonna make him special down the road, and that's something we need from him. We need everybody to kind of have that like the mentality. I know everybody has a different kind of whatever you want to call it on how to get ready, but when he turns it on, we need everyone to kind of get to that level.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.